Okay, here's where fact is stranger than fiction. A hockey player becoming an insider, breaking his own trade. Jamie Evander Kane on his way to Vancouver. He broke the news himself. What does he bring to the Vancouver Canucks?
He brings some attitude. He brings some irritability. He's very tough to play against. And Gino, I'll call him a unicorn in the National Hockey League because there's only a few players that play like him. I think of a guy like Brady Tkachuk. I think of a guy like Tom Wilson. He's a top six forward who can skate, shoot, hit, fight, score, do it all. He's a combination of everything. But in that package is a big personality, is a guy who can grade on either other teams or on his own team, but he is a guy that can be a difference maker. So the Vancouver Canucks have brought somebody who was grown up there, is familiar to the city, and some bite and edge into their lineup.
Now, Kane says it's an honor for him to go back to Vancouver, looking forward to the opportunity to play in front of his hometown crowd as he did many years ago as the Vancouver Giants. So it all looks great for him. From the Edmonton Oilers standpoint, they unload $5.12 million in a cap hit. Where do they best go to spend their money? Or do they just keep looking maybe to make yet another deal with the Vancouver Canucks?
Well, in the end, Gino, you know what? You always want to spend your money wisely if you're the Edmonton Oilers. I do believe there's two things the Oilers need to address. It's their goaltending, and it's up front with somebody to play with Leon Draisaitl. Having Evander Kane off the books gives you the financial flexibility to go looking for those two things. With the cap going up, they do have to sign Evan Bouchard. They do have some work to do. But you now have given yourself some flexibility to try and bring in players to help your team get over the hump. You've made it to the Stanley Cup final, but you haven't gotten to the end. And maybe this move with Evander Kane, it gives you some flexibility to do that. So certainly on the look to grab a goaltender or at least a lateral move in net and somebody who can play in your top six that has chemistry with Leon Draisaitl. That's an everyday top six, not a guy who they try out. We saw too many players with Leon Draisaitl that were being tried out. Kapanen, Podkolzin, Arvidsson, too many guys that were recycled through. You need a bona fide top six to play with number 29.
I want to stay in Vancouver. What about Thatcher Demko? How good would he look in an Edmonton Oilers uniform? And he's certainly in a position where the Vancouver Canucks could afford at this point to move him, no?
Well, Vancouver's going to have a logjam in net. You've got Thatcher Demko with one more year on his contract. You've got Lankinen, who's got a 5-year deal. And you've got Sheloff that's coming off a Calder Cup championship. So in the end, they're going to have to make a decision in net. Thatcher Demko, if you ask me, I think he's one of the best goaltenders in the league. But health has been a massive challenge for him the last couple seasons. So what does Vancouver do in net? You know that they will not make it through waivers with Sheloff. So they have to make that decision. So yeah, I was joking with you off air saying, geez, I'm surprised that wasn't for Demko. Well, I mentioned Demko's a top tier goaltender. I don't know if they want to trade and help the Edmonton Oilers in that way. But I would definitely think that the Oilers would have inquired to see what it would take to get a guy like Demko on the books for them.
Evander Kane is a Vancouver Canuck. News broken by Evander Kane himself.